One thing I haven't really talked about much on this channel is the My Hero Academia video game, My Hero Wants Justice. I'd love to post some gameplay or even stream it, but I'm in the process of upgrading my PC and I can't start doing that just yet. What I can talk about though is the likelihood that we'll be seeing some new DLC for the game coming very soon. So let's talk about it after that intro hits. Hit it! Okay, so My Hero Academia Wants Justice is a game on consoles where you can play as Deku and the other heroes, or even Dabi and the various villains that we see in the series. The roster is pretty solid, but it is missing a few characters like Ashido or some of the League of Villains members. 2 DLC characters were added to the game, and NG Todoroki, otherwise known as Endeavor, was the first DLC. He was a pre-order bonus character for some, and a pretty hype addition, especially for the Japanese audience who was just coming hot off of the recent Pro Heroes arc in the manga. The second DLC character that they added was Inasa from Shiketsu High. This DLC edition was pretty cool because it lined up with the anime's adaptation of the Provisional License Exams arc, the first arc that he appears in. Both of these characters come with their own unique movesets and awesome finishing techniques, but since their release, we haven't really heard much about the game. Fans have been waiting for news about more DLC, but with the anime on break until the fall, it hasn't really been clear if the game will get more DLC period. Today I hope I could bring some hope though, because we finally have what seems like it could be positive news. Bandai Namco released their schedule for Jump Festa this year, and it shows that MyHeroOnesJustice will be at the show, and not only will it be playable, but it'll also have a new trailer. Why would they drop a new trailer for a game that's been out for months at Jump Festa? The hypest event of the year for Shonen Jump anime and manga? I mean, it sounds like they're getting ready to announce even more characters. So who should make it in and who could make it in? Those are two fairly different questions when this game is concerned, but I want to talk about who I think should make it in first, and then we can talk about who actually is likely to make it in my opinion. So the first character that I think they should add to this game via DLC is Moonfish. Moonfish is a member of the League of Villains, and he was there during the Forest Training Camp invasion. The reason I picked Moonfish is that he has a really unique design, and he was strong enough to give both Bakugo and Todoroki a pain in the neck to deal with during the Forest Training arc. His agile movements could be really cool and easy to translate into this game, and the game could use another League of Villains member in its roster. The next character that I think they should add is Kamui Woods. Kamui Woods is a fairly popular hero within the My Hero Academia universe, and he's actually the first hero that we see taking on a villain in the series. He has a great design, and he's relevant again a little later in the story, so it'd be cool to have such a cool character enter the battle, and honestly, we need more pro hero representatives, especially if we're not going to be making characters out of all the students. He can use his ability to freely control and create wood for projectiles, and all sorts of other different moves, so Kamui Woods would definitely be a really good pick for some potential DLC. My last pick for possible but unlikely DLC characters is Mineta. Now, I know we all have a love and hate relationship with this little guy, but Mineta would honestly be a fun addition to the My Hero Wants Justice roster. His sticky balls have some potential for some really fun setups and stuns, and honestly, I really want to see his Great Brush as an ultimate move, and he could be a small and fast character built to countering the slow and heavy hitting characters like Muscular and All for One. Plus, let's be honest, who doesn't want to see Mineta using his hairballs to climb up walls and attack enemies? It sounds horrifying. So with my personal picks out of the way, who are they actually likely to add into the game? Well, I'm basing these guesses off of what characters were relevant or potentially fun for the game within the first 3 seasons of the anime, or if those characters are relevant for other reasons. They picked Endeavor to capitalize on his popularity, and they picked Inasa to capitalize on him being in the anime, so who would be a good fit for the next DLC characters? My first guess is Young All Might from the My Hero Academia 2 Heroes movie, since they haven't really done any collaborations with the movie at all. The movie was just announced to be releasing on DVD and Blu-ray in March, so it would make sense to have a Young All Might character release around that time to celebrate the release of the film. If you need any evidence of Bandai Namco's willingness to cross-promote their games and their movies, look at how they're putting Broly and Gogeta Blue in literally every Dragon Ball game there is right now. That's why I personally think that Young All Might could potentially be one of the new DLCs that they announce, and personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave us another current All Might with some of his moves from the movie as a final attack. Of course, if we're gonna get the hero of the film, it might be a safe bet that we'll also be getting the villain as well. My second guess at a new DLC character is Wolfram, the villain of the My Hero Academia movie. Wolfram is a really cool looking character, and his quirk is even cooler. He can freely control metal, and the way he was using it in the movie was super fluid and interesting. I can imagine him being a long range character who smacks the enemy with metal pillars and tentacles in the game, and that just sounds really cool to me. He's also one of All For One's henchmen, so it fits the theme of this game being a struggle between All Might and All For One. My final possible DLC pick for Once Justice is Mirio Togata, otherwise known as Lemillion. Lemillion is a pretty safe bet, especially since he was responsible for the last hype moment in My Hero Season 3. He's also pretty much the main character in My Hero Season 4, so having him in the game right around the time that the next season's release gets announced would be a really smart play for Bandai. It doesn't have to be the Season 4 version of the character either. They could use Mirio from when he fought against Class 1A. Imagine him phasing through the various maps and then having to run around scrambling to keep his clothes on while he yells power. It would be great, and if they decided to give him his hero costume, we'd be in for a real treat. Who do you think they're going to add if they add more DLC, and are you excited for Jump Festa? We usually learn a bunch of news about the various weekly Shonen Jump series there, so stick around here and I'll keep you updated. If you enjoyed the video, hit me with a like, and if you want to see more of my videos and keep up to date with everything hero, then subscribe. Click the bell icon to join my league of notifications, and have a wonderful day guys. Peace.